You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
What's happening, YouTube? We're always the podcast where we discuss music, movies, and pop culture and everything in between. I'm Ralph.
I'm Johnny.
Hey, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video if you like our content. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from OS the podcast. But we are here to discuss Secret Invasion, Episode 6, Home. Johnny, we have reached the end of season 1 of Secret Invasion, the original Disney Plus series of the MCU content. Johnny, what do you have for episode 6?
Episode 6. We finally get to the end.
Finally.
Some questions have finally been answered.
Kinda.
Even more questions have been bestowed upon us.
Yes.
Marvel, they do it every time. Kind of a roller coaster type of episode, type of finale.
Yeah.
Is it the best finale out of all the MCU shows? Nah, it's not. Is it a good finale? To me, I personally think it is. I've seen a lot of people that disliked it for their own reasons, but I thought it was a decent finale.
Yeah. I know we'll get into the thoughts of the series at large, but this episode itself, I thought that it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not the best finale. It's not. And I'm not comparing it to, necessarily anything else right at the moment, but I'm just saying that if this is a finale, I think that it could have been better,
Got you.
I think it could have been better. Enjoyable. We'll get into the highs and lows and things, I was like, hey, it just felt like some things just could have been explained a little bit more or done or executed better. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Not a complete bash, but
Right. All right. So let's start from the beginning. First scene before the credits, we see Priscilla, aka Vera, walking through her home with bags in hand. We see the aftermath of all of the Skrulls that her and Gaia killed basically because they attacked them. Then she gets a phone call from Fury.
Yeah.
Basically telling her this is, this might be it. Like I love you, and I hope you have a good life.
Pretty much.
I hope you have a good life. So they have their discourse, and then we can't really see Fury in this, like in his shot when he's on the phone with Priscilla. So, and it's revealed later on in the episode that Gaia is impersonating. So we don't know if this is actually Fury or if this is Gaia. I mean, I would think it's Fury, but
of course we thought it was Fury because the sauce that she put on it when she went to go see Gravik, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She played that role. But this is something I got to point out. This is my personal thing, right? This has nothing to do with the show directly. But remember how I got on my Game of Thrones kick too late in the game?
Yes.
Gaia is a main character on Game of Thrones.
For real?
And I'm fucking pissed, right?
Why?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be cussing this YouTube. But it's just...
Why you mad?
Because if I realized that was her, of course there was no way they was killing her off. Of course, like that's why it proved the theory. I'm like, Gaia ain't dead. That's why a guy won't die. Like, she can't die. You don't bring
That's
the nearest Targaryen over here to kill her off. No, bro.
Why Game of Thrones do it?
No.
They just be killing people willy-nilly.
Listen. Daenerys was in episode 1 of Game of Thrones, season 1, and she was in season 8. Last episode, getting killed. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was in the whole series.
Okay.
Like, you just listen. You don't bring them people over just to kill, just to kill them off episode 3. It's like 2 or 3 of a. It's not even a movie. You killing the show in episode 2, bro. And you know what's so bad?
Bro, that's
because
funny.
she got a blonde wig in Game of Thrones. it's
Oh, yeah,
brown over here. So it
threw
threw
you off.
It threw me up.
Threw you off all
And
the
I
way
look
off.
like, wait a minute.
All wigs matter.
Okay. Yeah. My bad. I just
No, it's all
I had to
good.
point that out
That's okay.
because I'm so upset at myself, calling myself a Game of Thrones fan,
Bro,
even though I got to the game late.
Bro, that's
But
funny.
I was so sad.
That's funny. I never would have known it. I've never seen
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah,
Nope.
I know that's definitely her name.
That
but-
real name. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So for the next scene, we're back at New Skrullos.
Yes.
I keep wanting to call it Skrullopolis. I don't know why I want to call it that.
Skrullopolis is
Anyway,
crazy.
because I'm thinking Metropolis. Anyway, so we're back at New Skrullos, and we have two guards outside the gate, right? And there's a car slowly creeping up. They order the car to stop. It doesn't stop, so they get to firing. The car comes up. There's nobody in the car. It's like, oh snap, what's going on? Both of the guards get taken out from a distance, and we see Fury walk up basically. So Fury walks up, goes into well, no, that's the scene, and then the opening credits.
Yeah.
After the credits, we're back at the hospital. I think this is London. We're back in the hospital in London.
Now they tell us where they at.
I know, right? Look, I'm looking at the skyline in the river.
They didn't tell us that at
I
first.
can say that. So we're back at the hospital. We have the president who's still in his hospital bed. We have Skrull Rhodey.
Yeah.
And then we have, I think, who's like a high-ranking naval officer.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Inside the hospital room with the president. Skrull Rhodey is trying his best to get the president to launch the nuclear strike.
Yeah.
He's saying everything in his power that he can, but the naval officer is pretty much pushing back, saying, we don't know if these are really the Russians. How do we know this is not a false flag event? And listen, the Skrull who's playing Rhodey be talking spicy to these people. Be talking hella spicy. Like, you would never expect anyone to talk to the president the way that Rhodey had been talking to the president, right? Which is insane. And you can see the skepticism on the president's face as he, as he's trying to figure out, what's real and what's fake. And we'll see even more of that toward the end of the episode. Yeah. So then they get new footage of what appears to be Russians sitting at the border of, I think it's Finland and another country.
Yeah.
So they're looking at that on the screen, and again, Rhodey is still, and he's trying to use this to his advantage to say, hey, we really need to set this straight.
Yeah.
And after all of that, the president is still skeptical, and that's where that scene
Thankfully
ends.
that he was.
Oh, for sure.
Thankfully.
For sure. So next scene, we actually get Fury, or what appears to be Fury, walking through New Skrullos.
Yeah.
And again, New Skrullos is in an abandoned nuclear plant in Russia.
Let's just say Chernobyl. I just want to
Chernobyl?
say yeah,
Okay.
because Chernobyl was near Russia, all that great stuff.
Yeah,
I just want to say
so they're in Chernobyl, and as you know, the Russians or the Skrulls are
same thing.
right,
Same thing.
right, are immune to basically like radiation, right?
Yeah.
And as a human, Fury would not be.
Yeah.
So he's walking.
He's selling the fact that I'm human and I'm that close to radiation. So he's just coughing and wheezing and stumbling around the Skrullos compound, which I think is a great way of selling it, because up until, like you said, the reveal, you think it's Fury.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was Fury, right?
Yeah.
So with Gaia disguised as Fury, walking through New Skrullos and seeing all of the Skrulls that died, she purposefully saw Beto's body, the
one that she recruited at the beginning of the episode,
Exactly.
At the season,
yeah. So and I guess fully starting to understand, Gravik is a damn menace. he don't care about his own people. He only care about power.
Yeah.
So just Gaia disguised as Rhodey is just walking through New Skrullos, seeing all these dead Skrulls, and eventually she does make it to Gravik. But we get to another scene. Oh wait. Skrull Rhodey gets a phone call. I think this is. Oh, that's our girl in the red coat.
Yeah. Is it Sophia?
Sonya
Fallsworth.
Yes, Sonya Fallsworth calls Skrull Rhodey in the hospital and tells him, hey, Fury's on the way. Like, you need to move the president right now. Basically trying to get the president like out in the open so they can actually like get him to safety.
Mm-hmm.
And at first Skrull Rhodey is skeptical on that. Like, what do you mean he's here? Like, we have security. No, you know how Nick Fury is. He's here. You really got to move the president to a secure location. So
I like that.
No, that was fire.
Like
that was fire. I hope she ends up in like
some
more properties.
We'll talk about
But
that.
yeah,
Like
okay.
she will be. We'll talk.
Okay. So the next scene, we actually have Nick Fury, who is actually Gaia, finds my man Gravik.
Yeah, and Gravik is having this heartfelt conversation, which, you know, in my mind when I started watching this series, I thought that it was like, well, you know, a father and son. Like, you know, I'm thinking that it was kind of like that was his head soldier. And you can see like maybe a father-son dynamic, but that wasn't his biological son. He used the Skrulls and made them, you know, super soldiers. I mean, soldiers in a way, and
used them to do his bidding.
Do his bidding,
basically.
Yeah. So there's where the resentment comes from Gravik. So I get Gravik actually has a point. Like he has a huge point.
Yep.
So you let me down, and that's what that whole dynamic conversation was about. And he kind of hinted at something that Fury's supposed to know about, and I think that's maybe what kind of gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
What you mean, like what?
He tried to talk about something that was kind of deep. Like, say if me and you having a bro conversation, and it's something that I don't pick up on. You're like,
yeah,
hey, Ralph, you all right, bro?
Right. That's funny. It's interesting because it was revealed that Gravik took the human form of the first person that he killed, the first human that he killed, based on Fury's orders. And I thought that was I thought that was an interesting like callback. Like, that's something we didn't know before, but the fact that Fury, I guess Fury wouldn't know because that was Gaia.
That's what I'm talking about.
That
Like,
makes sense.
I don't think he caught that.
Right.
And that's the part I like the detail that I forgot.
Got it. So, but even the fact that Gravik took the face of the first person that he killed on Earth, I don't know. It's like sweet irony. I don't know.
Well,
it's weird.
It's look at it from Gravik's point of view, right? He was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm like this is because of you.
True.
The reason I have this built up is because you pretty much made me like this.
Yeah. And the way that he like angrily delivered like his dialogue, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Kingsley is a great actor.
He's in the new Barbie movie. I know that's random, but
Yeah, I know. Andy Bob Marley.
damn, that's right. You reminded me of that. So we cut from their dialogue, and then we cut back to the hospital.
Yeah.
Where Skrull, Rhodey, and the other agents are
Leading.
frantically trying to find a safe place to take the president, right?
This hospital is only one hallway.
Man,
Like,
look.
that is a nursing home. What the fuck is you talking about? I've been in
Facts.
nursing homes before.
Because it ain't that much staff, security.
you know
I ain't
what-
seen no front desk. I
You know
ain't
what
seen
it
none of
is?
that.
That's one of them things at the Tyler Perry Studios. You can tell that ain't real hospital. You know they shot this in Atlanta. You know they shot at least that part in Atlanta. That's at Tyler Perry Studios.
Bro, these are high school fire alarms.
That's the
I'm
same.
looking at.
That's the same one from like Meet the Browns. I'm telling you, you go look at Meet the Browns Hospital.
The Oval Office is right next door. The Oval Office right next
Okay,
door.
my bad.
But no, that's funny. So they're frantically trying to get the president to a higher floor, right, more secure floor, and in the process, Sonya,
Yeah. Sonya
Fallsworth is secretly like taking out these agents, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, because they were just falling out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Silly me thought Ant-Man was there.
We know the budget was only for
I know,
one
I
Avenger.
know.
That's not even a real Avenger that's here. Like,
Listen,
like War Machine, not even a real Avenger. He's like Avenger adjacent.
it's Avenger in training.
Yeah, right. He was already, yeah, you know what? He was. Remember at the end of Ultron, right?
I remember.
Damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Damn. Girl was like, all right.
You thought Ant-Man was there because the agents will follow down.
Look, that was me wishfully thinking, oh, there's gonna be an Avenger to show up. No, clearly not. Like Ralph said, that wasn't in the budget. Then we cut back to Fury and Gravik, and they continue to have their back and forth. Fury takes a swig out of his flask. He drops the iodine pills that's supposed to help with him being in the radiation. But again, this is Gaia performing as Fury, which I think she did a phenomenal job.
Great job.
She did a great job. And this is where we get the real intense conversation between them both, where he grabs Fury's head and says, you know, I'm like this because of you. You were supposed to help us. You were supposed to save us, and it's been nothing. It's been nothing but lies for this amount of time. And in this conversation, Gaia disguises Fury says something very interesting to me. She mentioned how after the snap, he felt a sense of relief. Like, how would she be able to say that as Fury and like really know?
Well, maybe that was with her conversation with Priscilla.
That's a good point.
Maybe it was like a off camera type of dialogue, because she been kicking it with Priscilla for at least a day, 2 days, 3 days, like, you know what I'm saying?
And they went to battle together.
Yeah,
so that brings them closer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I liked it. I'm not mad at that. I like that. Then we cut back. We cut back to the hospital. Now all the guards are taken out, and I think Fury's about to reveal himself. But right before that happens, we cut back to New Skrullos. Fury Gaia disguises Fury, gives Gravik the harvest. Yeah. Says, look, I'm gonna give you this. I don't care what you do with it from here, but just leave Earth. Go somewhere. Leave Earth alone. Take your people with you. Just go find somewhere.
And that was a passionate plead. I really thought that was Nick Fury at that point.
Same. Good, because in that moment, that would be him basically using his last resort to save Earth, basically. Yeah. Because I'm gonna give you this. Just promise me that you're gonna leave. That's it. And from there, Gravik takes it, places it in the machine, and then we get a whole list of like Avengers, right? And Avengers adjacent individuals
that were on the Battle for Earth.
Yes, Battle for Earth, and all of their DNA is located in this vial.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, just seeing all of those different names, like even seeing like Obsidian and
then even
Chitauri.
like even the villains, like the super villains.
Yeah, Ebony Maw and Proxima Midnight. I was like, damn. I
don't remember none of them names, but I know they was like the Thanos kick it niggas, like, handle them,
right?
Like one of them,
right? That's funny.
I like the dude that did the,
that's Ebony Maw.
Oh, okay, because he was fucking people up.
He was smooth bars, with it. And he had bars.
Oh yeah, he's smooth with it.
Yeah, man. And even Ghost. That's a Ant-Man villain.
That's so lame. Like, how was she there?
No. That's a great question, right? So I'm thinking, what if not only were they like taking DNA samples from the Battle of Earth, right? But what if just throughout the MCU period
they collected
that Fury was just collecting DNA?
That's very possible because it's Nick Fury.
Right. That's crazy. Don't make no sense. Nick Fury always causing more problems. Don't make no sense. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Sonya actually gets Skrull Rhodey, has a gun to his head, and now they have a standoff with the president. The president asked the agent to give him his gun. Yeah. I thought that was weird, but
he's like, give me your gun. I ain't trying to.
All right, like in the bed, like what are you doing, my boy?
He's like, hey, look, if I'm going out, I'm at least
going out,
shot off,
guns blazing,
right?
Guns blazing. So they have their whole standoff. Nick Fury actually. Oh wait, and I like the way this sequence happened, right?
It's like
because
it's ping ponging between those
back
two
and
scenes.
forth because we really think actual Rhodey is with Gravik, right?
Yeah,
and then it's revealed that once Gravik initiated the machine, both Fury and Gravik are standing inside, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, well, shit, is Fury gonna die? Because that's some powerful energy, right?
That's a lot of energy, yeah.
But it revealed that was actually Gaia and actually received those powers as well as Gravik did. And at the same time, the real Fury shows up at the hospital. So that entire sequence to me, I thought was really dope.
Yeah. And then that answers my question from the previous episode. I'm not sure if you poised it too. We was like, hey, does Gaia have other, like, you know, outside extremists?
Yeah.
Well,
she does now.
She does now.
She does now. So from here, we have two different things going on, right? We have the Super Skrull battle, basically between Gravik and Gaia, and then we have Nick Fury talking to the president while Sonya has the gun pointed on Rhodey.
Yeah.
Trying to convince the president that Rhodey is a Skrull.
Yeah.
So and the way that these scenes go back and forth between the battle, between the discussion, I think it's fire. But let's focus on the battle first of the Super Skrulls.
The Super Skrulls.
What do you think about that battle?
Lackluster.
Lackluster?
Yeah, I'm not. I guess I don't know. I guess because it happened so early in the episode, it's like, damn, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just the placement of it within the episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we didn't get no more build up. It's just kind of like, oh,
It's
this is it, and it's done. Like, and shout out to us for just thinking like, hey, who's gonna defeat Gravity? Because the only person that got the power,
for real,
is Gaia.
For real.
And Gaia got him, but we was just like, we don't know if Gaia got the hand-to-hand combat skills.
You're right.
Well, hey, it don't really matter when you're a Super Skrull. You got Captain Marvel powers. It's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
true, but
I know. And you talking about like, but Gaia was the second in command. We never seen her have the hand-to-hand anything this series, but we have seen Gravik put hands on people.
Facts.
I mean, hands and limbs. Johnny called it.
Yeah, but this is my thing though.
Okay.
This is my. So the battle itself, I thought was cool. Like it's
Yeah.
cool to see these superpowers, especially like in the TV shows. So
Yeah.
cool. My thing is, how the hell they know to use these powers? How does Gaia know how to use Mantis powers? She ain't never seen Mantis
Or Captain Marvel.
or Captain Marvel.
Well, hold on. Nah, she ain't meet Captain Marvel. That was the daddy. And then this is my other point too, right?
How you know how to use Ebony Maw telekinesis?
How
you know this?
You're right. You points are made. I'm just trying to figure out like how do you kill Gravik and he don't regenerate himself? Like I'm like
I know. I thought about that too, but I kind of have a theory, but I don't know if it's real. Or
like
not.
shoot. I mean, why not? He dead.
So-
Let's just go. Like
right. So extremis is the ability that allows him to like regenerate.
Yeah.
But what if Captain Marvel's photon energy or whatever the energy is strong? It's too strong for extremists to counteract.
Well, then
and
again,
it went right through his heart too.
And then you got to think about it. Fuck all that. Like, remember Iron Man 3? They blew him up just by putting him in the machine, didn't they? Like, wasn't it like a whole bunch of Iron Man machines that blew him up or something crazy like that?
Yes, and that was because extremis wasn't perfected yet.
Oh, okay.
It got perfected at the end of Iron Man 3.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
So overall, I thought the battle was decent. Like I thought it was cool. Clearly, this is where most of the $212 million budget went.
Yeah.
Because all of the CGI.
Yeah.
And at times it ain't look that good, but I respect what they tried to do with it.
What they tried to do.
So I'm not really.
And I
mad
guess
at it.
it's kind of like everything after this is just cleanup. Usually in a movie that'd be like 5 minutes. It felt like we got 15 minutes of just cleaning up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a TV show.
I guess. It's like I don't know, man. I guess I you hate to compare, but it's like
I know. So at the go ahead.
Oh no, because I'm just thinking like because after the Super Skrull fight, we go back to the hospital, right?
Yes.
And then we're at the hospital, and what exactly happens is like they out Rhodey.
Yeah, so again, they're still having the dialogue trying to convince the president that Rhodey is a Skrull, right?
Yeah.
And I guess at that point, Skrull Rhodey gets fed up. So attempts to grab the gun from Sonya, and then in that moment, Fury shoots him. Shoots him in the head. Shoots her in the head.
Yeah.
Because it's a
It's
Skrull woman.
Skrull. Yeah.
And falls, reverts back to Skrull form, and you see the president look over and see a Skrull there, and you can see just the look of utter like disgust, confusion, anger, all of that
anger
in his face. Like, why didn't I detect this? Why didn't I know this? How could an alien
this
species
happen?
get so close to me? Like,
And that was his advisor.
right? Exactly. So we see that happen. The battle between the Super Skrulls ends. Shoots that beam through Gravik's chest.
Yeah.
And now Gaia is freeing all of the people. all of the humans that were taken over by Skrulls, right? So we get
two big reveals.
We get Agent Ross, who we saw
at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, the Skrull version at the beginning of the series. And then we see the actual James Rhodes, Rhodey, the real Rhodey. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this for a second. We see Rhodey in a hospital gown. The last time we saw Rhodey in a hospital gown is after the Vision shot his arc reactor in Civil War. He was going in to get an MRI, which looks to be in the same exact gown.
I said it.
The same exact gown.
I was saying it. I was like, hey, man, he supposed to have some canes or something, some things on his legs. I'm saying.
That's funny. But I mean, no, you're absolutely right. It's funny, though, because even in, was it Infinity War? Yeah. Infinity War, he had the braces on. He had the braces on, but that's a Skrull.
Right. It's like you playing. Like
but you gotta keep the facade
and
up,
then
right?
You know what? It is possible that he out of them braces too, because you gotta think about it. I mean, even though it happened so long ago, maybe all the the technology that was around has helped.
Absolutely.
And then I forgot about the 5-year time jump.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that. I was just like, man, his legs. Maybe it's possible.
She's healed.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, I mean, now granted, your boy Agent Ross was able to walk up out of there. They had to drag Rhodey out of there, so maybe his legs don't work. You remember they had to drag him.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So remember, Vision shot his arc reactor.
Yeah.
In that airport battle scene in Civil War, right?
He's talking about the stone, right?
Yeah, he shot War Machine's arc reactor.
Oh, okay.
And he did that free fall, plummet to the ground,
yeah,
passed out. You would think that he would revert back to a Skrull, right? But I guess not.
No, not that.
Oh no, he wasn't a Skrull.
He wasn't Skrull.
He wasn't Skrull. Yeah, right. But if somehow Rhodey was swapped like in the midst or right after getting that MRI, he can't walk.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that Tony's dead. He doesn't even know about the whole Battle of Earth. He don't know about none of that. So maybe that's what Armor Wars will be about. His reconciliation with learning all of these new facts. Yeah. Being impersonated by a Skrull, learning that his best friend died, learning about time travel, all of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see.
That's a great possibility. But we got to talk about Agent Ross. How long has he been a Skrull? Because clearly he was just in Wakanda twice.
Word.
Twice. We met him. Hold on. Did we meet him before the original Black Panther? Or was...
Yeah, we met him in Civil War.
Oh, it was...
He was in Civil War, yeah.
So where like we can see where Rhodey probably got swapped out.
I could only think and imagine that maybe they got swapped out at the same time because they were both in Civil War together. Yeah. So like you got one, you got the other. Like I don't know.
And then those are questions that will be answered in later projects, clearly.
Right. And if that's the case, that means
the Skrulls know about Wakanda.
Know about Wakanda. That was him in the first Black Panther that helped them shoot all them planes down from going out.
So the Skrulls say, "Hey, look."
The Skrulls say Wakanda. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. All right, so all of the humans get saved, and now we get a very passionate, dare I say, addressing of the nation by the president.
Yeah.
Honestly,
let me ask you this. Very passionate, very direct, very. It's definitely starting a shitstorm.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely bathed in was it xenophobia? Like it's bathed in that, right?
Facts.
So it kind of sets the tone for a lot. Not even just Skrulls, but mutants too, because that's the same shit we kick with mutants around.
Oh, absolutely.
So my question is, do you think he was right in his feelings about that?
No.
Okay.
Not at all, because again,
policy wise or personal? Because personally,
both. Now get it. Now granted, I get where his mindset is. I get it, because for years he was advised by a Skrull that
tried to kill him.
That's
all it was. Just it's like.
So I get it, but you can't let your first act of being, I guess, that entangled with another species to be we clapping all y'all asses. And the reason I say that is because of the aftermath that happened at the end of the show.
I know.
Like, that's crazy.
I know.
Like, the fact that he addressed the nation basically by saying, "Hey, for years we have been led on by a shape-shifting race of aliens who are here on Earth, and immediately I'm going to hope Congress enacts a bill that says all species not born of this planet get the hell out of here." And from that, we saw, I'm talking execution squads of people going up to just random people who they think who were actually Skrulls and who weren't Skrulls, because we saw them kill an innocent person. Yeah. We saw that. Yeah. So, as the president of the United States, you have to be more tactful in your approach to these types of things.
Yeah. Usually the things like that don't affect presidents. That's why they don't never speak off emotion. They're very diplomatic in situations that don't involve them. But this involved me where, my life was, in like, I don't agree. Mm-hmm. But I understand.
Same.
I don't agree, but I understand.
Impulse shit. But see, the only advisor that he had for the last 5 whatever years was a fucking alien that tried to get me to bomb Russia and start a world war.
And Fury told him the truth. Like, hey, that's very one-term president stuff.
Man.
So we know what that sets up, which is
basically. The whole new Captain America joint.
Right.
All right, so from there, Fury and Priscilla are reunited once again.
Yes, they are.
They kind of rehashed the conversation they had a couple episodes ago about Priscilla asking Fury, "Would you love me in my own skin? Would you love me?" Yeah. And it was kind of alluded to. I personally, I think I said no. I don't think he could have. Yeah. But he basically says yes. Yeah. And he asks Priscilla to come back with him to Saber. Mm-hmm. Tells her that the Kree wants to they want to talk peace, have a peace treaty, because the Skrull and the Kree have been at war for centuries. Yeah. And basically he wants his wife to come back with him to Saber. Yeah. And she's like, "Look, I love you, but all my work is here. Everything that I do, everything I live for is here on Earth." Yeah. So from there they pretty much like part ways. Mm-hmm. And then
I thought she got on the ship with him.
So that's like at the end. That wasn't then.
My bad.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So the next scene we see Gaia. She's walking in the streets. I'm going to assume is London. She's I'm going to assume. Oh no, she in Russia. She got to be in Russia because she just fought Gravik.
Well, she could be in. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? It all looked the same. All the props.
Tyler Perry Studios. So I was like, no, they was on location for this. So I'm trolling.
But no, we see We see Gaia walking down the street. We see her being followed. She turns a corner. She thinks she's losing them, and then boom, Sonya, right there. I love it. And I love her accent.
Oh yeah. She's dope.
Basically, she kind of offered Gaia the same thing that Fury offered Talos. But she was like, "Look, my people have been offered this before. I don't really like that." And Sonya was like, "Look,
a bar.
Yeah, facts.
It's coming. You got it."
But Sonya was like, "Look, you gonna help me, and I'm gonna help you. Like, this is gonna be a mutual thing. I ain't really with all the games." Like,
she was like, "It won't be bathed in friendship or love or something crazy like that." Something she said to that. I was like, "Oh,
going crazy."
But there's an Easter egg there, because it seems like we're just finna be teamed out, right? Yeah. Everybody got a team. You gonna have Dark Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Young Avengers, and then UK Avengers or some shit like that. Right. No, for real, like, because they said that the music that played there was like the Captain Britain theme song, like, and Sonya's supposed to be like the one that kind of put all them together. And
so she's British Nick Fury.
If you couldn't tell, like, that set her up beautifully.
We got eviler Nick Fury and Val.
Pretty much.
And now we got UK Nick Fury and Sonya.
So pretty much every team needs a GM. Like, every team needs a general manager, coach.
Nah, facts. That's funny. So after Gaia reluctantly accepts the offer, right? Yeah. She takes Gaia to a bunker, I guess, where all of the humans that have been swapped out for Skrulls are laying. Now, I think
that's kind of eerie. Like,
I agree, and I think we got a shot of this room before earlier in the series, but for some reason it feels like like downplayed to me because there's a lot of there's
That's
a lot of bodies in there.
bro. That's a lot, bro.
A lot of
but
bodies.
you have to think about it. What Fury said, there are a million of. I mean, not Fury, but Taylor said there are a million of us here, and we've been doing this since the 1990s for 30 years.
Yep.
So it's kind of like where will all these bodies go that you've been impersonating? Because, like you said, well, like we've come to know, Skrulls can't walk around looking like regular humans.
Right. So from there, let me see where we at. So from there, this is where we see the aftermath of what the president how the president addressed the nation. Right. Now we're seeing factions of people go up to individuals that they think are Skrulls and just shooting them. Like they, my dude, the news anchor, they shot him right on TV.
And I like them, man.
It was funny, but like as they were broadcasting, 3 of them walked up, boom, popped them right. One of the overseas, I think, prime ministers or something, who was a Skrull at one point, but I guess swapped back out for the real person. They killed her, thinking that she was still a Skrull. So you got to think about the aftermath of what the president said. Basically, now you have factions of Americans going out.
Americans, yeah, but these are international, so.
and that's what I was about to say too. So I don't know if these are American citizens going overseas. No, that could start an international incident.
That's too much.
So
xenophobia doesn't necessarily. It's not an American thing.
True. That's true. That's true. So you got just people in other countries, in all countries, going up to people that they think could still be Skrulls and killing them. Like live in front of people on TV.
Yeah.
Like that's execution style. That's crazy, right?
I know, right?
So from there, we have Fury. In the final scene, we have Fury about to get back on his ship to Saber.
Yeah.
Pretty much the opposite of what happened in the very first episode. He got off the ship, and as soon as he's about to have them open the door, we see Vera pull up.
Yeah.
No longer does she want to be called Priscilla. She wants to be called by her actual name. Yeah. She shifts back into her actual form, her Skrull form.
Yeah.
They basically say that they said that I love you, that they love each other. They share a kiss.
Yeah, in her
Skrull form.
Mm-hmm.
And they go off into the, I don't want to say sunset, but they go off into the moonset.
The fluorescent light.
And
Finn.
Right, for real. and scene.
Right.
So that's the finale, right?
Yeah, that's the finale.
So I guess what we want to do next.
Let's talk about let's rate this video. I mean, rate this episode. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And then let's discuss, the series as we already have, but the series at large real quick. And
okay.
Then, we'll be good.
Okay.
So, what you doing out of 5? For the episode.
For the episode, I'm going 3.
Yeah.
It's not terrible at all. Could have been better.
Yeah.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
So I'm going 3.
Yeah, I actually go 3, and it's for those reasons. Like, I think it could have been better. I think that if this is the worst episode, and that's not me saying anything bad about it, but, it started off on such a high note. Those first 2 episodes, for me at least. 3, we kind of, 4 was cool. 5, it's like we was doing, line grabs.
I was just going to say it.
So, I mean, I give this a 3.
Okay.
I give this a 3. So, series at large. Let's try not to talk about anything else. But maybe if you want to rate the series at large, or just your thoughts about Secret Invasion as a series, because there have been a lot of mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think it's mid. You know how it comes when it comes to the MCU Disney Plus content. It's kind of like hit or miss for a lot of people.
Right.
What do you think about that?
The series as a whole.
Like, what's your number? Let's.
The rating.
Yeah,
rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just start there first.
That's
okay. I got you.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go 3.75.
Okay.
I do enjoy the acting. I do enjoy somewhat of the story, but the reason why it can't be a 4 or even higher is just it's certain nitpicks, and like the boss battle for me. certain reveals, you know, kind of, yeah, we saw this coming. And then, like, I guess by Amelia Clark, we knowing her and being a big actress. I know shooting this person in episode 2 ain't finna happen.
Right. That's funny.
So 3.75. I mean, still enjoyable. Still I don't know. I don't really rewatch Disney Plus shows anyway, so I'm not gonna use that as a metric as to what this is.
Same.
But have I rewatched some episodes and that really didn't have anything to do with content? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I really wish I remember what I gave Loki, because if I end up giving this the same rating as Loki, I'm gonna be upset. But
no, I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to think, like,
because I don't remember what I gave it.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm going 3.5.
Okay.
And
that's fair.
The series started off strong. First 2 episodes, phenomenal. I'm talking about some of the best acting in the MCU period, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. And then from episode 3 to 6, it fluctuates. It fluctuates. The story is still there, but I feel like it's missing something. It's missing something. So I gotta go 3.5, and not the strongest finish when it comes to series, right?
That's really what's
not the strongest finish. But with that, and I know this is a conversation that we have when it comes to these Disney Plus Marvel shows. But this one in particular, Secret Invasion, to me, should have been a movie. The stakes are way too high in this show for it just to be a show. Way too high. Like, think about the fact that there are over 1 million Skrulls impersonating humans on Earth.
Yeah.
Way too high. Rhodey being a Skrull since Civil War. Way too much of an impact for it to be a TV show.
So pretty much, right? That's how this works. Any person that has been in a Marvel movie and we wanted to know more about them probably should have had a movie. Because when you look at, I'm gonna use WandaVision as a strong point in this. Secret Invasion as a strong point in this. You can even say Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like
that was a soft launch for
that's
Sam
a soft
Wilson.
launch for him to be Captain America. Even Loki to an extent, right?
I mean, I can see Loki being a movie, but
the Moon Knights, the Ms. Marvels, the Hawkeyes, like, you know what I'm saying?
Those
are shows.
Those are cooler shows. Yes.
Those are coolest shows. What else did I miss? Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk.
Definitely a show.
Definitely a show, right? So the stronger ones are the ones that you can debate for movies because of storyline, actors, the presence, the implications. Right. Because a lot of the ones that I just named have high implications.
True.
WandaVision, strong high implications.
Yep.
Falcon and Winter Soldier,
you got a whole new Captain America, of course.
Loki, time travel. Like
Kane, all that shit. Yeah.
This
fucking Skrulls throughout the planet.
So you're introducing new concepts that are going to be stalwarts in movies moving forward. So yeah, I agree with you on your point. I just hope that I was adding to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, again, decent series, slightly above mid.
Yeah, slightly
above mid.
Now, what do you think about just like people have been killing this? And I was like, I don't know if it's the story. I don't know if it's too many black people. Like, it's just like when we get to these bags,
I do think about the black people part too.
They made me think about that because it's like when it's the black stuff in here, they be killing it.
They be going crazy.
But Moon Knight be going crazy in the Rotten Tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, it's like, hey, look, they hated She-Hulk. They hate this. I don't know if they killed Ms. Marvel. But
I don't think, they probably killed that shit too.
No, they killed She-Hulk. Like
oh no,
because I was on the She-Hulk hate train too.
You were, yeah, even before it started.
Yeah, but it's just like that, bro. Okay. We gonna exclude the obvious of the race, right? Could you at least see why the opposite feels why this show is mid or not good?
The only reason I can see for people to say this show is not good is because how they pretty much made Fury not to be the type of person that we saw him to be, which is one of my gripes.
But I don't think that was. But I've only seen you have that gripe
when
it comes to
okay.
chatter. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And bad reviews.
Gotcha.
Because they laud the acting of Nick Fury and everything. I just don't know what the other part is. Like I'm trying to I'm trying to think of a consistent opposition point. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, but it never was Nick Fury. If that makes sense.
Okay, got you. Okay. I'm not really sure.
Like, bro, I don't know what people be wanting from these shows. But then again, a lot of these shows lack crossover. It's gonna stick within the world that it's in. You're not getting a big cameo from a big level Avenger and everything.
We
like
weren't
I know
Captain Marvel in this. There's no way.
Listen, and now granted, I understand that comic books have a lot of crossover, especially with storylines and stuff like that, especially with something as big as Secret Invasion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you want faces and names in it, but if it's a self-contained series, which is exactly what it was self-contained.
Oh yeah.
Hell, we didn't get a real Rhodey to the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I think that's what kind of spoils a lot of us with the storytelling of it, and because it's not as focused on the source material as it could be. Because I know from my understanding of Secret Invasion, you can have anybody in here. I understand because Skrulls are impersonating them, but the real people got to show up at some point too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I think because it was so self-contained, it was just Nick Fury pretty much carrying the show.
I mean, yeah, and
maybe that's what it. I think that's what it is.
Technically, this is a Nick Fury show.
Yes.
Granted,
because he, like you said, he's known for creating a problem.
Yes,
he does that.
He does.
So he said, "I've created. I'm gonna fix it." So I actually appreciate that. You know
right, and the balls to be able to
admit that he was wrong.
Admit that he was wrong. Gather the type of resources that he actually needed, because he still needed a superpowered person anyway. To save the day. So
it wasn't him.
But I mean, he was able to pull the resources. So as much as I have the gripes with the Skrull still saved his ass in the end. So never mind. Never mind. Trying to make a point and rebuttal my own point.
It'd be like that. You keep talking enough, you
It's
definitely
like, yeah.
contradict, rebuttal, whatever. It happens. It happens here.
Well, no, I don't want to see none of that slick talking shit and fucking in the Marvels either.
Oh, it's happening. I'm
gonna look at him like, you don't even mean that. Where the Skrulls at to help you? Where Gaia? I'm gonna say that shit. I'm gonna say it.
That's petty.
It is.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done it.
But hey, people, man, that was our episode 6 recap, as well as our series talk about Secret Invasion.
Yep.
What do you guys think about it? Make sure you jump down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this. Man, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. Hit the notification bell. And hey, Johnny, you got anything for him?
Listen, man, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us throughout the 6-episode review of Secret Invasion.
Yes.
The Marvels will be out in November, so definitely look out for the review of that.
We ain't got no more MCU shows.
No, Loki season 2.
Oh yeah, that is coming.
October, I believe. It starts in October, so we'll be back in October with our episodic review of Loki season 2. And with that, make sure you check out all the other Oversaturated the Podcast episodes, also on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Episode 197 out right now.
Right now. It's tomorrow. But
y'all see
it'll be out there.
Yeah,
but no, we appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all next time for another review. And we out. Peace.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.